What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing great. This evening it's about 7:30. Just pulling out of, just left the office, ran by the post office, drop off some bills. Paid about 12 grand worth of bills. Got that stuff mailed off. Today's been an interesting day. It's been a decent day for jobs related, I believe. Anyway, last I looked, I think it was a $8,000 or $9,000 day. So decent day. We love to hit 10. I'd love to hit about 10K. But 8 or 9 grand's a good decent day. However, I've been in a kind of a pissed off mood today, and you're going to have those days, and I've got them every so often. Something might rub you wrong, and in this case, I won't go into too many details, but basically it deals with people. Again, some of my biggest stresses over our team members, and this particular team member, we give them a bonus because they did some extra work, and or they've been doing a good job. They've been with us a while. We didn't do Christmas bonuses. Been with us a while, did good work, so we got them a bonus. Well, instead of getting thanked, I think the guy expected more money or something. So anyway, it's he thinks because if he stays and he goes off and does extra jobs and he works overtime, that he deserves a bonus. The thing is, though, when he works overtime, he's getting time and a half, and when he goes off and he does an extra job or something like that, he's still getting paid for it. So, yeah, he deserved a little bit of a bonus, but he hasn't been out there. These two guys, there's two of them. They have not been out there bringing us lots of good items to sell. They backed into a car recently. Good. They're good workers. I don't want to lose them. We always get compliments from customers, so they really deserve a bonus off of that. But we do pay them more. We pay them more than we do our other majority. All of our other truck team members. The only people that earn more than them are our dispatch guys for what we call ATC, air traffic control. Our dispatch, they keep up with the routes, and our Greensboro/Charlotte manager. Only people in the entire organization, other than my Christian myself, that make more money than these two, because they have great customer service. They're sloppy on the paperwork. They got stuff they can improve on. But we pay them well, and we compensate them well. We compensate them more in reward for the good work they do with customer service. But what we have to explain to them is, in order for me, I'm not going to give you a bonus just because you've been here longer. You're not going to get a raise just because you've been here longer. It's performance based. Our guy that's running, we're grooming to run Greensboro and Charlotte, is making he's behind myself. He's the top of the field guys. So of all of our field guys, he's the top guy. He's been with us about I was about to say 4 months. It's been longer than that, October. So he's been with us about 6 months. And these other guys been here about 3 years. This guy's organized. He gets review requests out. He asks for reviews. We already have 30-some reviews at our Greensboro location, which is been open since October. It's a fraction of the size of Raleigh. Now, Raleigh has like 180. It's a fraction the size of Raleigh. We do a fifth the amount of jobs in Greensboro as we do in Raleigh. Same goes with Charlotte, but Greensboro already has more reviews than Charlotte, and Charlotte's been open 2 years. So you see, and it's mainly this one guy. This one guy wants to make something of himself. He takes pride in his work. He's in his 30s, so he's got some motivation. He's got some maturity, and he's just a really, really good team member, and he does everything that's asked of him plus some. He wants to learn. He wants to learn how to do stuff right. See if I can make this green light right here. Damn pothole. So he's rewarded for it, and we hope to continue rewarding him. And if these guys, when you have people that do good work, you have to make sure you pay them accordingly. You thank them for their good work. You recognize them for their good work. But some of your guys will have this level of expectation that, or this expectation that, that just because they've been with you for a certain period of time, you should get a bonus. And that's bullshit. If I hire somebody that's been with us for a month and they're outperforming you, I'm going to pay that person more. experience doesn't cut it here. And what'll happen is if you get to the point you think you're entitled to something just because you're experienced, I'm gonna cut your ass loose. And I told Christian when these guys, he had a bunch of questions on his bonus and everything, and I told Christian, I said, you deal with this. He said, because if he rubs me wrong, I'm gonna cut him loose. And we don't want to lose him. That would be a bad move on our part. But he pissed me off so much that I said just make sure you deal with him. So, and they might rightly watch this video. If they do, I mean, I don't think they're watching these videos, but it's amazing the stuff we put out, and none of the team members that work for you watch this kind of stuff. But if he puts it out there, I mean, I probably really wouldn't have let him go. But I was that upset because I do. We treat these guys fairly, and sometimes they don't think we do. A lot of guys think we do. A lot of guys are real happy with their job, and some of them just think they're entitled to more just because they've been with us a while or whatever, and that's just not the case. So anyway, back, that was my rant. So right there, I got a rant. I feel a hell of a lot better. I appreciate everybody for listening to me right here. It's like a counseling session. This is like therapy to me, just sitting here talking to the screen and talking to y'all, and maybe y'all get to watch this video one day when you're having a shitty day, and what I'm about to say will make you feel better. But what do you do when you're not having a positive day? Most of my days are positive. I have a pretty positive outlook generally, but if you got a bad day, what do? You work. That's all. Things are always going to get better. Very seldom do I have 2 bad days in a row. Sometimes I do. Sometimes a few bad days in a row. I got something that's stressing me a little bit. You just got to deal with it. You just got to work. When you're slow, when you're small, your slow days can be the days you're a little stressed or whatever. What do? You work. You go out and you drop off flyers at real estate offices. You place calls to professional organizers. You place calls to renovation companies. You write thank you cards to your past customers. You send out cards to customers that haven't used you in a while. Make sure all your bills are paid and your accounting's called up. You work. When you have a slow day, you still work. And that's one of the things that's allowed us to get to $2 million a year by year 5, and some of our competition that's been in business the same amount of time has 1 or 2 trucks. That's one of the reasons that we're one of the few junk removal companies in the entire country that reach $2 million a year in sales. Is when we had slow days, we were working on building that business. And when we had busy days, we made it sure we were staffed where we didn't have to be on the truck. And one of the biggest things is when we had days where we were pissed off, upset, negative as hell, we still worked. We got the job done. We kept grinding. You're not going to have a good day every day. It's not going to happen. There's no way. And anybody that posts YouTube videos all the time and all they're showing is good stuff, is good days, and never talk about having bad days, it's a bunch of bullshit. Everybody has bad days. The guys that can push through those bad days are going to be the guys that succeed. And the ones that let those bad days make them stay home and watch TV and eat a bunch or make irrational decisions, like letting somebody go that's really a big asset to your company that you're just pissed off or whatever, like I was before. If I'd have made that move, that would have not been a smart move. So you got to control those emotions, and you just got to work. You got to push through. Everybody's going to have bad days. You're not the only one. Everybody's got ambitions and stuff that you want to achieve, and you look at other people and maybe you think they've got it, and why do they deserve it, but they've been in the same position you have. I've looked at other people. When we first started, I've looked at other companies. I still do now. I look at other people and other companies that have achieved more than I've achieved. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying they don't deserve it. Everybody that achieves anything in this life deserves it. Whatever you get, those professional athletes that go out there, if they make $15, $20 million a year, people say they don't deserve that kind of money. That's bullshit. They deserve every penny they can get. The market will not overpay for somebody. If it does, it'll get corrected. We're seeing that in NASCAR right now. For years and years, NASCAR guys were paid a bunch. That's way down now. For it used to be, you might have to pay might have to have a sponsor, might have to pay a guy $5 million a year. It's now like $500,000 a year. You've got guys like, I can't even name some of these guys. I just don't follow the sport as close. But some of the new guys out there, they'll race for $500,000 a year salary. And then, they'll get some bonuses and all like that. They'll probably still wind up making over $1 million, depending on how they do. But it used to be you had Earnhardt Jr. making $25 million. You had Jeff Gordon making $15 million. You got Jimmy Johnson making $22. If Jimmy Johnson's losing Lowe's is gone. End of the year, they're gone. If Jimmy Johnson doesn't want to take a significant pay cut, he's going to have to quit. And he's not going to quit. I think he's passionate enough. I think he'll keep on doing it. But Kevin Harvick, sitting there making $12, $13 million. If he's not willing to accept $3 or $4 million coming up, he's probably going to have to quit. But these basketball players and baseball players and all that go out and they make $20 million a year, they've earned every penny. They're good at what they do. They fill the seats. They help sell product, shoes and stuff like that. They've earned every penny. So one of the key things on not getting a negative attitude is don't believe that somebody is overpaid. Don't believe that somebody that's achieved more than you does not deserve it. Figure out what the hell they're doing, emulate it, maybe improve on it, and get to that same point. Everybody, if you think big enough in this life, if you think that you can do it, you can. You can certainly do it. Now, that being said, I'm not going to go out there and be a professional football player. There's got to be some sort of realism. But if what you're doing doesn't require some physical trait or whatever that you simply don't have, you can achieve it. And one of the keys is fighting through those days where you just don't want to work, you just don't want to work out, you just don't want to do whatever you want to do. You don't want to place that phone call. You don't want to deal with that customer complaint. You don't want to hit up that bank because you've got to get a loan. You're worried about taking a chance and spending money and making an investment. And you've done your research, make that investment. When you push through that stuff, that's when you achieve a high level of success. Those guys you're looking at, anybody that's achieved any sort of level of success has taken a chance. They've taken a leap, especially in business. Any self-made business person out there, they've taken on some serious risk, and they've probably lost at times. All of them, anybody that's achieved any level of serious success in business has had a failure. It's how you respond to that failure. I did. We had a shredding company, and then we had created a company. We tried creating a company called AskYourNeighbors.org to compete with Angie's List. I spent about close to $30,000 on AskYourNeighbors.org. Did not get a single penny from it. Actually, once it was done developing it, I decided the problem was I didn't think I could take on Angie's List without hurting my core business. Anyway, we passed on it. It was a neat system. It actually integrated with Facebook and your social media sites. And you could actually see when you logged into Ask Your Neighbors, if you're logged into Facebook too, you would actually know people that you're friends with on Facebook. You would see how they reviewed other service companies. It's a hell of a platform. I've still got it. Still got the rights to it. It's built, pretty much ready to go. Might shoot out an email to a couple different companies and see if they want to buy it because it's a neat platform. But anyway, that was a failure of mine. We had a shredding company that was a failure. We bounced back. We decided that failure was not going to define who we are as a business person. We went back out there and we took a chance. And we don't think small. Nothing I do I think small. In my relationship, in my marriage, I think large. We don't have kids yet. When we have kids, I want to have I want to have great, beautiful kids that are hopefully athletic, smart. I want to have a big house. You don't want a small house. I want a big house. I want to get a jet. I got a plane now. I want a jet. I got a piston aircraft now. I want a jet. I want to build a huge company that helps hundreds and thousands of people achieve a level of success in their business they never dreamed of. And I want to do great. I want to relieve stress for people that are moving or have accumulated stuff over the years or just whatever there is. I want to remove their junk and make them happy. Everything I want to help more people than anybody else in the junk removal business. As far with removing junk, that's my goals, my ambitions. Everything's big. If you're thinking small, if you're thinking I just want to make $50,000 a year, $75,000, $150,000 a year. If you're thinking small, then small is what you're going to get. And the problem is the people that think small are the ones that get burned the most in a downturn in the economy. They're the ones that get burned the most. So work through your bad days. Think large, work through your bad days. Now, by thinking large, you're going to have days where you get crushed because you got major dreams and ambitions and motivations, and you're working hard to those. You think you're doing the right thing, and wham! Something slams down right on you, unexpected, or maybe expected, but unexpected or expected, and it knocks you flat on your ass. How are you going to respond to that? What you do is you work through it. That's the only way. Everybody who's achieved anything has worked through the bad days, has worked through the failures, and they've succeeded. And you do it long enough, you do it for a long enough period of time, you take enough failures and you bounce back from them, you will succeed. But you got to think large first, guys. Think large and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, but you got to be willing to work through those bad days and work through those defeats. Talk to everybody real soon. We'll have a special episode of Junk Removal Made Simple, second of the week. It's going to be uploaded in a bit. It'll be late tonight because it's an hour long. I was very wordy. So talk to everybody real soon. Hope everybody had a great day. Hope it was better than mine. Still a great day. It's always a great day when you're alive, when things are going well, when you're living in the United States of America. It's always a hell of a day. We could be in freaking Liberia or something like that. So always remember your problems. If you're in the US of A, there's no way your problems can be as bad as some of the people that live in other parts of the world. Talk to everybody real soon. Everybody have a great night. Enjoyed it as always.